Hi! Welcome back to set building, episode 3. So, I did exactly what I said I was going to do and finished off the roof, as well as I added a couple more mods. My favorite of which being this mod that clears up windows and removes most of the texture. Apparently for clear glass it doesn't work. I'm working on another set right now and it doesn't work for clear glass, but it does work for all color glass. Anyways, it looks really nice. Also, took me way too long to do, but I did sort out the roof situation. So now that's all complete. And next I think I'm going to build a little not quite field. I think I want to start out by having just a little plant bed like you would in a vanilla village. So we're going to need the following. We're going to need oak, we need dirt. I do not need dirt paths. I need dirt, oak, water, and one more. Oh, because I am not going to fight with this. Oh, wait, I also need seeds. So let's have this first flower bed just be a wheat bed. I guess I also need to have regular grass. So there's a lot been going on, and I want to talk a little about myself. And this is going to be the only episode that leans outside of the family friendly and kind of dips into the whole adult part of life. So I am a young adult living in the United States in 2025. I am also a queer woman, and I live in the state of California, which means things have been complicated for lack of kinder words. I want to make it clear right away that I do not support the current administration. Well, hi! Anyways, this is likely to nuke my channel before it's even seen the light of day, but I want to make my intentions clear right off the top of everything. As things have gotten progressively worse and more strenuous, I look to be the light in the tunnel. I'm aware I have privilege. I am a young white woman who is a part of the workforce with no notable disabilities getting in my way. Not to say that I don't have any. I have a depressive disorder, anxiety disorder. I have a physical disorder. I'm asthmatic. 1 second. And then game roll. Do weather cycle false. There. That way we don't have to deal with rain. No, don't mess up my wheat fields. Regardless, even though it's going to make it harder because the overlords don't like people talking politics at all, unless that's the main focus of their channel, I feel like I need to be upfront. Now, am I going to say they're evil? No. No one's inherently good or evil. People are people, and good and bad people all exist in our world, unfortunately. But that does not make anyone inherently evil, and if these damn alpacas don't leave me alone, I'm going to build them a nice little shelter underground. regardless, I feel like knowing that can impact how you view a creator. And I feel like it is my place to let people know beforehand who they are supporting. So, if I am not someone who you would like to support, okay, there are plenty of other channels in this big place. There's no need for you to solely support one or the other. And I mean, most of my videos aren't going to get into the political side of life. That's not the point of me. The point is to entertain. I wish to make people happy and smile and feel good. But I feel like I just need to be upfront about it. So anyways, let's move on, because this is semi-depressing. So I have been doing some stuff in the background. I have some stuff like laid out and such. Like I have some characters written out. I have some things written down. I have 2 of the characters named and a loose backstory, as well as a rough blocking of what I want to happen with them planned out. And apologies, my allergies are getting to me, so if you hear sniffling, that is exactly what it is, unfortunately. Alright. Anyways, so I have started writing some stuff, and just because I get in and out of interest on working on it, there is another set that I'm building, and because it's a lot more specific and it's not like this just giant city, I am going to stick to please leave. I am going to stick to working on it on my own in my free time. Fortunately, these videos only come out once a week, so that gives me plenty of free time between this and work. Please get out of my way. If I don't find it myself, could someone maybe like help me find a command that like forces them to not exist? Because they're stopping all over my wheat beds, and it is getting kinda annoying. And I would prefer not to be violent, which is why I don't just, slaughter the 3. But they are getting on my nerves, and they won't leave, and they're walking all the way through my wheat beds, and if they jump on it, I'm scared that they're gonna break it. What? Oh, shit. Alright. So anyways, I mean, like, even despite the engagement about it, I'm just, whew. But as I was saying about the whole second set that I'm working on, I think that the series I intend to write are probably going to be more adult, a bit too adult for most younger audience who might see my content. But I'll make sure there's disclaimers at the top of every episode saying like, hey, not suitable for kids. Kiddos, go ask your parents before you start watching this, because I have seen far too many times the creators and voice actors getting slack for being inappropriate in front of children, when it's not creators' jobs to make sure their content is. Not everything is made for kids. And it should stay stay that way. Because if everything was made for kids, I think things would get kind of boring. Because part of what I was doing in relation to that same series is I was looking into like how the TV works, like the TV guides and movie guides. It's a turtle! Oh my god, this is so unrelated to everything I was talking about, but it's a turtle and it has pink eyes. Look, kitty! Can I get you some water? Look at it swim! Oh my god! Let me send you back to the water, like the actual water. Come on. That way! Stop swimming towards me! Come on! Look at him! Hold on. Will you respond to seaweed? Or, seagrass? No, he doesn't respond. Will you respond to kelp? If it tells you anything, I don't know what I'm doing. It's swimming away from me. Come on, this way. Come on. Come on. What do they like? What do they like? Do you like apples? No. No, why can't I? Carrots? I know turtles like vegetables, or at least some do. No. And I know they're not gonna like maybe some fish? Why are you going towards the wheat, please? Terrapin. Alright. What do they like? Please. Lobster tail? No. So, eggs. Okay then. Catfish? No. How do I, like, get you... Wait, can I catch you in a water bucket? Yes, I can. There you go. There you go, buddy. Oh, I got so sidetracked. What is the little baby? I just wanted to grab you. Oh, I guess I accidentally made more than one. Anyways, well, they can be brothers. I don't know. This is not what I get paid for. I actually don't get paid for this at all. I would love to. I mean, I wouldn't make it my full-time job, but like, I would love to get paid to just play Minecraft all day. Honestly, no. Correction, no, I wouldn't. I would get bored doing this all day, every day. Like, making this my main job. Anyways, back to what I was originally talking about. The series. So, I think that I'm going to make my series primarily adult-centric. I don't think that my style of, like, actual writing, like, words to paper kind of thing, because these episodes aren't scripted. I just try my best to remain family friendly. However, my content is not made for children. My content is child friendly, it's family friendly, but it's not made for kids. which is something I think a lot of people need to keep in mind. The reason why these episodes don't inherently show up on like YouTube Kids is because my content is safe for them to watch. At least this series is going to be. But not everything is made for them. And in this case, this whole thing is not them. It is me and what I think is the most fun. So 3 apart. So I think because of the other set I'm working on, which I might release that series first if I get around to like actually hiring voice actors and like releasing this mod pack into a way that allows me to have voice actors and everything. Like realistically, I know that it's possible I could find volunteers who wouldn't mind doing this, because it's just a matter of fact that I don't get anything from any of these episodes either. I don't make any kind of like additional income. My channel is not monetized. I don't currently have any subscribers. So if I was monetized and I was making money off the channel and I would be making money off those episodes, then I would absolutely pay. Which is kind of why I want to wait until I get to a point where I have a 9-to-5 job that's a lot more steady, that I can use to pay for a long running show or hold on, give me 1 second. I need to talk out what exactly I want to plant over here. So let's do So I think let's do oats, rhubarb, strawberries, and that's what this row will be. So anyways, as I was saying, I'm currently working on writing out and building a set for another series that is going to use the same characters, but in a modern setting. So this isn't going to be a modern setting. This is going to be more or less medieval, if just as knowing or just describing it as how most people would recognize the setting. But currently I am building a high school like set that has that's gonna have classrooms, it's gonna have a gym and a pool, and I'm gonna build a small city to go with it. But because of the way like my brain works, I don't intend on posting anything about it, at least not on YouTube. I do have an Instagram, and I might update about that set on like different days. Like I'll post photos and screen grabs and stuff like that about that series on days like I'm just working on it for fun, not like expecting it to like have a release date or anything until I can like guarantee like I can get a handful of episodes out in a consistent manner. I think I'm gonna leave these at being posted on Thursdays and just have that be its scheduled day, and then this alternate show will have a different schedule, like it'll come out on like Monday instead. So anyways, like I partially also just want to know if people would be interested. So it's gonna be a high school style show, taking place in this high school. Wow, English, wow. They're multiplying. This one looks weird. Oh, this one has different colored eyes and a thing on its head. Because this one has a pink eye. Are you a different breed? No, you're just a different subset. Why are you guys multiplying? Just go back into the river. Why are you over here? What are your guys' spawn conditions? So anyways, as I was saying, this is going to take place in a high school. That looked a little evil. Anyways, a high school, the character Rosiel, she is going to be a student, a freshman in this academy, and like it's a live on campus. Why am I eating the oaks? But she's gonna live on campus. There's gonna be dormitories, and there's gonna be a story behind like how all that works. Like my rough idea was it used to be a private school for rich people back when it used to only be a boys' academy, and then it became so renowned that like they have so many transfer students that they just have it as a year-round school with set breaks, one per season. They have the like normal American long weekends because, you know, it's a show written by an American student or a former American student, so like of course I'm gonna use the American calendar or like a rough idea of it. Like there'll be like a long weekend in September which represents like real life Labor Day, or I'm trying to think of like the less than universal holidays, like Easter. No, like if you're American, you know, like long weekend for Memorial's Day or Veterans Day or all that. And like there'll be a long weekend for Mother's Day, Father's Day. Maybe it'll be an extra long weekend to cover both I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna butcher this so hard, but Días de la Madre and Días del Padres, if that's a thing. I know there's the Mexican Mother's Day. Again, I live in California. Some of my coworkers celebrate that instead of the traditional Sunday Mother's Day. But maybe like it'll be a long weekend to celebrate both variations, to acknowledge like, oh, this is a universal school and like stuff like that. I don't know. I'm definitely will put in some more research, and then there's gonna be 4 like week-long breaks, like 2 weeks per season. There'll be with the exception of summer break will be 4 weeks, for students to like leave campus and go home and spend time with their parents and families at home. But the reason why I brought up the whole like children's thing is I already know some of the storylines I want to delve into. And some of those storylines are based on my real life, which it's one of those things, like if I look at my life as a movie, it definitely wouldn't be rated G, PG, or it might barely hit that PG-13 mark. But again, just barely. And so I'm like, I feel like there's no such thing as stuff that can't be shown to children because children are people. But I think that there is an understanding that not everything is made for kids. And I feel like at that point it'd be like it'd be parents' discretion. Ooh, I forgot a spot. Or a turtle ate it. Anyways, I'm at about 25 minutes, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to start wrapping up soon. But I got all these. So I got a huge wheat field and a separate field with rhubarb, wheat, and strawberries. I think what I'm just gonna do, I'm going to grab the herringbone planks. As I said before, I'm listening to music in the background of every video just to keep my brain occupied, and I'm currently listening to Don't Throw Out My Legos by HAR, because I've listened to a lot more HAR than I thought. Regardless, I'm just trying really hard not to sing so I don't get a copyright strike, because I've been really good at not doing that magically. But as I was saying, like, my life's not super PG, and the life of most high schoolers aren't. Especially in America, we swear, we do things we definitely shouldn't legally do, and like, I don't think it's going to get to the point where it'll be an adult-only show. Like, I have like a pre-written warning for the show, and it's just like a description of what's implied and stuff like that, and I think it's all going to stay like 14 to 16, depending on like how we define everything, because if we're going by TV ratings, the closest rating to what I like want to do is like a TV 14. But like, it does technically border on like a rated R, which is intended to be 17 and up. Yeah, the movie rating system is kind of weird. Anyways, but there are some topics that I kind of want to be able to get into without having to stress about like making it child friendly. It's definitely not going to be like a super monetizable series, at least not for every episode. I mean, like, the first handful of episodes are probably going to be like pretty clean, only some mild swears and nothing else, but like not super serious. And then I will definitely have episodes that I'm like, yeah, I completely understand if YouTube decides that this is not safe for advertisers. I might not be happy about it. But that's kind of what this series is for. It is more or less the soft launch onto like what type of person I am, and to see if I can make anything work. But also, it's advertiser friendly, it's child friendly, it is like safe for work. Like, as I said, this episode specifically is probably going to be the most like intense one by like advertiser and children's standing, and even then it's not that serious. I just stated my political standing, which if you're an American high schooler, you probably have already learned about, because you usually do US history in your sophomore or junior year, and even by then you have a rough idea, especially if you exist on the internet. So again, like, it's not super, like, it's not like it's not safe for work, it's just not the most friendly, considering like everything. Anyways, so sorry, distracted. But as I said, it's like, it's one of those things. And I'm sure I will release some other like little stuff. Like, I'll like on Instagram, I'll definitely like post some photos of the set, and I will definitely end up like, hold on. sorry, it's switched over to AJR's birthday party from the Neo Theater, because that's just what I'm listening to. I'm just listening to the whole Neo Theater album. And AJR is a relatively political band. And so, like, just, like, it works for, like, what I'm talking about. This whole episode's gonna be a mess, but I don't have the energy to record 30 plus minutes of me working. So I'm just going to finish this up, and then I will see you all out. But yeah, Instagram, it uses the same name. It's Rosiel. It's I think the like proper username is something of akin to Rosie Row 0605, like my YouTube at. And I'll post like photos and stuff of like skins and works, or like the uniforms, or just drafts and stuff, as this whole thing gets a little more like defined and everything. Regardless, it looks good. It looks like someone's actually gardening here. So anyways, please, damn it, hold on, let me fix this so I can get like the perfect. I didn't know that was gonna happen. I should have known that was gonna happen. Anyways, we're gonna put that back. We're gonna take that. We're gonna take this. Get all this out of here. Anyways. So anyways, now that all that's complete, I guess I'll see you next time. Remember to subscribe, leave comments, like, and share. And I can't wait to see your beautiful faces again. Bye-bye.